for more on this, we are joined by Jihad Mashamoun, who is a researcher and political analyst on Sudan, and he joins us now live from Exeter in the UK. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the program. Why do you think al-Burhan made the decision to have no place in the civil government? Doesn't that defeat the purpose of going through with the coup and causing this unrest in the first place?
Thank you for having me. Absolutely, from hindsight, it does give that perception, but in reality, he's trying to calm domestic pressures against the coup, especially that people are now protesting against the military takeover and their keen interest of controlling the transition period to the elections. In essence, Burhan is playing like Omar Bashir, that he wants immunity, but he cannot have it. So that's why he kept on running for the presidency. He promised people that he won't run for presidency, but then later on, before the elections, he ran for the presidency because he wants immunity. Therefore, Burhan is actually not being explicit that he wants immunity. He hopes people to understand him that he's being implicit. That's it.
Right. Now, the people of Sudan, as we've seen for the past month, they are determined. We've seen teachers gather in demonstrations. We've seen people setting up barricades. They're not holding back. How much of an impact do you think these protests will have in restoring democracy in the country?
If we reflect on the 30th of June, 30th of June of 2019, where there was massive mobilization against the military rule, then that actually many people saw that the civilians could have formed a government on their own and put the military on the spot, that they have no option but to give power to the civilians. Of course, this is what's, from my reading of the situation, this is what seems to be happening now, the plan, especially that some groups have now formed, are calling for their own transitional government and creating a different transitional charter on their own. Further to that, there are signs within the military, especially retired former officers, that they're not content what's happening, and they're not content of the role of the rapid support forces that are causing insecurity in the capital,
Right.
or in other states of Sudan.
Right, and there
So
are there are mediators from the Arab League in Sudan at the moment conducting talks. What can we expect to come out of these talks?
The mediators from the Arab League and other mediators, they all focus on a partnership for the remaining period of the transition. However, the people who are protesting now at the streets, they're adamant about this the continuation of a partnership, because they don't trust the military anymore. And by the military, they don't trust Burhan and Hemeti. Further to that, they did not go out to protest for the return of Hamdok. They're actually now protesting for a full civilian transition government without the involvement of Hemeti and Burhan.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's the problem. That's the problem with the approach of the mediators, is they want something that's different from what the people want. The best approach that the people would appreciate at the moment, the domestic forces, is that to find an exit strategy for Burhan and Hemeti, and an exit strategy for them to hand power directly to civilian government. That's the best approach that I believe that can be achieved.
All right, Jihad Mashamoun, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end that there, but we really appreciate your insight.